Now for what's trending in true crime, Riley Strain's final autopsy report is set to be released any day now. But we do have his toxicology results. The University of Missouri student vanished after a night out with friends in Nashville back in March. And there's been a lot of speculation about what exactly happened to him that night. But before Riley was found in the Cumberland River days later, Scripps News Nashville reporter Nick Barris has the latest.
It was more than 2 months ago that Riley Strain was last seen along this stretch of Gay Street just above the Cumberland River. He disappeared, and now finally we have a better idea of what exactly happened to him. We know that the 22-year-old University of Missouri student's body was found in the Cumberland River 2 weeks later.
My company works on the river. I have just found a dead body. I believe it to be Riley.
At the time, Metro Police Chief John Drake said preliminary indications were that it was a horrible accident. But there were some odd circumstances. Strain's wallet was missing and his bank card found along the bank. His body was recovered without pants or boots, so questions remained about the cause of death and whether there was foul play. The autopsy was to provide answers, but to date, it still has not officially been released.
A lot of times when an autopsy report takes a little while to be released, it makes individuals somewhat suspect that maybe there's a criminal investigation.
News Channel 5 has learned toxicology is now back to go along with the completed autopsy, and all indications are what happened was an accidental death, a drowning. No evidence of trauma or that Strain had been drugged, and no sign he was victim of a crime.
This was a horrible tragedy, but that there is no criminal wrongdoing.
Our understanding is the medical examiner did just receive some new information and is finalizing the official autopsy report, expected to be public very soon. No surprises are expected, though the case can always be reopened if there are any signs of foul play that emerge.
There's nothing to stop the district attorney's office in the future if there's new evidence that comes to light.
When the full autopsy report is completed, it will be sent, likely next week, to the district attorney. No criminal investigation is expected. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
All right, with all that information, as we're waiting for the final autopsy results to be revealed, what might they show? Let's bring in our guests, three people who followed this case since it began. Retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindeffer is still with us. Want to welcome in law enforcement expert Sonny Slaughter and retired criminal defense attorney Kirk Nurmi. Great to see you all. Sonny, would you start us off, please? Your thoughts on what, if anything, shocking this autopsy may show?
Good morning, Julie, and my amazing co-guests who have been following this with all of us and the people. Oh, this case was really disturbing, his disappearance, and I am still wondering if they are going to find some drugs in the system. Maybe he was drugged or something that led to this unfortunate accident is what they are calling it right now. I still have concerns about his disappearance, but I want to see what the rest of the autopsy report shows. And if there's anything that could have been in his system that wasn't revealed the first time that we need to still look at.
Appreciate it, Sonny. Jennifer Coffindeffer, to you next, please. Your thoughts.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I did want to say, Sonny, good news here, I think, at least from what I researched, is that toxicology did show no drugs. So we don't know the exact levels of alcohol, but it appears no drugs. So at least we can check that off. And I think this was, and have from the very beginning, thought this was a tragic accident. I based that on the video surveillance we saw, and the fact that his trousers were, off. He was found 8 miles down that river that flowed very heavy and caught snagged. So I think they were removed in transit, and possibly he had loosened them to go down to the river to relieve himself.
Oh, that's a really good theory there. Jennifer, thank you for all of that. Last but certainly not least, Kirk Nurmi, your thoughts, please.
Well, I think, one, we have to begin with the reality that the pain of the loss is equal, whether there was foul play or whether this was just an accident. And But, you know, I think Jennifer keyed in on one important point, I think, as it relates to alcohol. I think that is going to play a factor here. We had a similar tragedy here in Arizona where someone who was overserved and walked off into the lake, whether he was relieving himself, was intoxicated, decided to go for a swim, what have you. Those all could lead to a tragedy such as what we see here. But when we get that autopsy report, we're going to see, is there water in the lungs? Was he breathing? We have every reason to believe there probably was, or else there would be suspicious cause for the death. But there's many different explanations of what could happen to the pants and the wallet. Somebody could have picked it up. So unfortunately here, I think unless, as the official said, there's more evidence comes to light, this will just be a sad tragedy, and the family sadly is left without their loved one.
I know, Kirk. You said it. You said exactly what I was thinking about this. We can see how the family is struggling and they want to find answers, and we all understand that. And this just might be one of those cases where it's just a tragedy. It's simply that. I have a clip from them talking about their search. This was when Riley was missing. Let's go back in time.
I haven't talked to my boy for over a week. And it's hard. Thank you for getting the word out and keeping the word out. And please don't stop sharing. Don't stop sharing till we bring Riley home.
Oh my gosh. Sonny, back to you here. They thankfully were able to recover his body, bring him home so that he can have a proper burial, so that they can go visit, you know, his grave site, all of that. But as you know, it's never complete closure, is it? When you have a death, especially the death of a child. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about the family members, and you know, when my brother-in-law was murdered, and that is, you know, it was a murder, but always the recovery of the remains is so important. So you have some measure of closure, and I'm glad that this family has some measure of closure. It doesn't ease the pain, but it does give them some place to go, and they don't have to wonder where their beloved son is any longer. And I think that's so important that he was recovered.
Yes, and I had no idea you'd be speaking from experience, Sonny. From all of us, we are so sorry for your loss, so sorry about your brother-in-law. We had no idea, and appreciate you sharing that. We'll leave this case here with Riley Strain for now. We will report the results of the final autopsy, but again, there's nothing that would show anything nefarious happened at a bar in the way of drugging so far as we can see, and through Nick Barris's reporting with the toxicology.